Jules, hello and welcome to So Janelle.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
I've been wanting to feature you on this program. I just wish it were under better conditions. You live by yourself essentially, and it's been like weeks of lockdown. How has it been for you?
This is the most isolated I've been. Like, I'm very social and I'm used to going out and doing things and performing and being around people, and it's just very different for me. And it's been a lot of ups and downs emotionally, I would say. Like, sometimes I get angry, and then sometimes I watch the news and I'm crying, and other days, other days are better. Other days I'm more creative and I make TikTok.
This lockdown has really affected all of you. There's no work, there's no filming, there's no events, there's no nothing. First, let's for people that are not familiar, tell us about what you were doing before the pandemic.
I'm a singer, songwriter, and actress, so I have kind of dipped my hands in like every little area of entertainment. But typically, my day would look like a commercial audition or a theatrical audition, and it was pilot season, so I was going out for different shows, and I had auditions all the time. So that's definitely something that changed. And then music-wise, in terms of going to the studio, we couldn't do any more sessions. These are all things that, as an independent artist, that changed a lot for me.
But at what point during the last few weeks when you realized that, oh, my life is changing?
I had 6 shows, I think, that were all over the country planned for this spring, and all of those got canceled. And then once that happened, I was just like, wow, okay, this is real. It was just a lot for me because also, I mean, that's my main source of income is shows and modeling gigs and theatrical things. And so to have that opportunity taken away from me, where normally I can, if I want to push myself more, I can just be like, okay, I'm going to get out there more and do more things and really network. And at this point, there's not as much that I can proactively be doing because we're all just stuck at home. So the opportunities aren't even there.
There's a buzzword right now that we've been mentioning throughout the program is pivot. For an independent artist like yourself, what are you doing to pivot?
I've been focusing on the things that make me happy, and to me, like, my number one thing that I've always loved to do is music, and I've been able to do covers more often and create more content that's more intimate just for my fans and to connect with people online, which is unfortunately the only way we can connect now. So it's crazy because I love face-to-face shows and communication and interactions, but I'm grateful for social media because it's allowed me to connect with people even through this crazy time. And I've just been adjusting to, okay, well, what do I have control over? And right now I have control over making content. Like, I can still do that. I can still sing. I can still learn dances in my room. I can still spread as much like positivity through what I love to do. So that's what I've been focusing on, and just trying not to think about all of the other things going on, I think helps me a lot.
Right. What about interaction with fans? I know that as artists, we thrive on that. Myself, for the show, we the pivot that we have is focusing more on YouTube as well, aside from TV. And I know that's what you're doing. But I know that on social media you have a strong following, and they have been very supportive.
Yeah, they're amazing. I think that the one thing that I can gain from this quarantine period is just our ability to like be there for each other and not make each other feel so alone. And I think in times when we're physically alone, it's kind of crazy because I felt a lot of support from my friends and from fans just reaching out, saying encouraging messages, because a lot of the times, like, I try to use my fan base to promote positivity and like to try to be there for people, and it was nice to actually feel that they were there for me too. And it's a really beautiful thing being able to connect with people and being able to feel like we're all in this together. And I love some of the campaigns that are out there because I think it really helps. And the focus on mental health too is amazing because as someone who's always busy, it's been an opportunity for me to slow down and focus on the simple things again.
Right. So, what are you doing in terms of productivity? I know doing covers, still singing, finding things that make you happy and focusing on that. Anything else that you can add? Because I know that some people may be in the same boat. Some people who live on their own, who used to have a very busy life, are now like, trying to figure out what they're going to do next.
Yeah, I think one thing that's really helped me is every morning I'll journal and I'll kind of get all my thoughts out on paper, and then I'll write down things that I'm grateful for to help me set the tone to be positive for the rest of the day. And I like to kind of make bullet points of things that I want to accomplish, even if it's like one self-care thing, like I want to do a face mask or cook my favorite meal, or I always try to have something that's active or outside, because I think that it helps my mood and it helps my energy levels when I get my blood going and my heart rate going. So I try to exercise and then something creative, and then I end the day like with a leisure thing. And I've been watching a lot of Netflix, so I think just trying to add a little structure to the day helps a lot. And just focusing on what you feel and just being, I think, is really powerful, because that's something that's hard for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just used to running around all the time, but it's helped me to just be with myself and learn how to cope with things and create a schedule that works for me, that makes me happy.
And I know that this defeats what you said, the purpose of just being, because I'm going to ask you now to look ahead. Plans for the future. A lot of people are taking this time also to plan what they're going to do when this blows over, or and I know it's tough because we don't have an end in sight. Like I said, in California, they're talking about extending shelter in place for another 3 months until July, and that's quite daunting for everyone. So what are you planning, looking ahead, planning for the future?
Yeah, I mean, I always am. I think that there's definitely, we don't know when the end will be, but I know that it will. It's not going to last like this forever. So I think that in terms of planning for the future, I had a lot of opportunities that were lined up that were postponed as well. So I'm looking forward to those things, a lot of things in the realm of music and those endeavors. So I'm kind of just using this time as like a mini boot camp for myself, try to get in shape, try to get my voice to the best it can be, my dancing to the best it can be, so that when those opportunities do come, that I'm ready and I'm prepared. And I'm just trying to use this time to be productive, but also rest.
I love that idea of using this as a boot camp for yourself, trying to get yourself better, not just physically, but internally, resting, self-care. What would be the first thing that you will do when you're allowed to finally, when we're done with the shelter in place?
I cannot wait to collaborate with people and to just like hug someone. I just want to hug my friends and my family.
I know that your fans have been there with you this whole time. Message for them.
I just want to say that I love my fans. I love everyone that has supported me and been there for me. Honestly, like every little message makes a difference. And I hope that I can be a source of inspiration and positivity for you guys too. And I just want to say hang in there, and we are all in this together, and there are things that we're all struggling with, and that's completely normal and that's completely okay. And whatever pace you're going at, I think is completely okay, and just use this time to reset.
And that's beautiful. When you look back, maybe a year from now, 2 years, 3 years, on this period of your life, what would be the biggest learning from this that you will always take away with you?
I think through this time, I'm just learning how to function independently, and that's really powerful, just being able to be with yourself and know yourself. And I think it's just been the most internal work that I've been able to do as well, like in terms of not just my career stuff, but just being alone is and being comfortable being alone. I think that's what I'm going to take away from this whole experience.
additional few minutes with Jules Aurora on the show today. This is for our extended version on YouTube.
So happy to be here.
And thank you for the extended minutes. What are your top 3 favorite things to watch on Netflix?
I love, well, I binge watched Ozark and also Hollywood. And I love my chick flicks. So anything chick flick, I definitely love. So I don't know. I have a big variety
of different chick flicks. Are you the type where, because I am like that, I don't have much time. So when I watch something and I've seen it, it has to be really, really, really good for me to watch it again. Because if I've seen it, I want to watch other things.
Yeah, exactly. Like the shows, the new shows that are out on Netflix, I definitely watch all of those. But then as far as rewatching things, I love watching movies that just make me feel good, like classic movies.
Awesome. Have you started Korean drama yet? Are you
I haven't, but all my friends keep telling me that it gets them in their feels, and I'm just scared because I think I'm just going to cry. I always cry when I watch movies.
I cried a lot on Crash Landing.
Oh, that's what I heard.
Yeah,
I have to watch it. I have to check it out.
It's amazing. It's amazing. But it's also very entertaining. But you also talked about cooking. So how great a cook you are. A lot of people are picking it up and even baking at this time.
I'm actually not the best cook, to be honest. However, I can cook some pancakes. And I also love pizza. So just simple things.
Right.
And then if I'm being healthy, I'll do cauliflower rice with vegetables and like chicken breast.
That's fancy, cauliflower rice.
Yeah, it's less carbs.
Right. And then I know that you said that you're a very social person. You love to hug. You want to see friends. So who are the first 3 people that you're going to hug when you're allowed to?
Honestly, it's going to be my family. Yeah, probably my mom, dad, and my sister, once I can.
Where are they?
They're actually on the East Coast, so they're in New Jersey right now.
Right. So you're going to...
back to San Diego, so I can't wait. I'm so close with my family. I'm very Filipino in that way.
Right. We all are, I think. But so aside from hugging people... The 2 other things for the top 3 that you will do when this blows over, when you can do what you can do.
Yeah, I want to travel and perform again and see a venue full of people. Like, I just cannot wait until we get to that point. It will probably be a while, but that's something I'm looking forward to. And then just collaborating with my fellow artist friends, like creating videos and getting in the studio and just having that creative energy bounce back and forth. I cannot wait.
So when you wake up in the morning, what are the top 3 things that you think about? I know that you journal. That's the one thing that you do. 2 other things that you do when you wake up in the morning.
I love listening to music and I love blasting. I mean, right now my mood is very self-empowerment, like female independence kind of vibes. So I've been listening to songs like that.
Right. I was going to ask you that next. Your top 3 things to listen to, songs right now.
I love Soulmate by Lizzo. And the catchphrase of that song is, I'm my own soulmate. And then I love the new Ariana Grande and Justin Bieber song, which is Stuck With You.
Right.
So I actually covered that one. I also love listening to classic Whitney Houston. Like, it always makes me feel good. It just never fails.
What's your favorite Whitney Houston song?
I Want to Dance with Somebody.
I was going to say that. I want to dance. Well, you've performed that, right?
I haven't performed that one, but I sing it a lot in the shower.
Right? I remember when I was pregnant with Lily, every time I would hear that song driving, I remember I used to do yoga a lot when I was pregnant with Lily, she would start kicking, like she was dancing inside. And so I let her listen to that song a lot now.
Yeah, everyone loves that song. Like when I used to work on a cruise ship and I used to sing as a part of the whole theatrical productions on there. And one time we sang I Want to Dance with Somebody in the pouring rain in the middle of the Bahamas. It was so fun.
A lot of memories. So your top 3 things that you do, like a ritual, a night ritual.
I love writing, actually, like in the morning and at night. Like it just helps me a lot mentally. And then I love watching a good movie. That makes me feel good. So I think those three things.
Well, thank you so much for sharing a lot with us today. And we will see you around.
Oh, thank you for having me. This was amazing. I love getting to talk to you, especially during this time. It makes me really happy.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. And you made a lot of fans and our viewers happy as well. I'm very sure of that. So thank you. Bye.
Bye.